So hi and a very good day to our dear lecturer, Madam Jasmina. So before we start, I would like to introduce myself first and my group mate. My name is Rabiatul Adawiya binti Muhammad Rashid and I'm taking diploma in TESOL. I'm currently on my 5th semester.
Hi.
My name is Nur Azza and I'm currently taking a diploma in TESOL. This is my last semester. Nisha.
Hi, this is Jim. So I'm Nisha Parshan. I'm on my last sem taking TESOL as well.
My name is Sundarilam Toma Azan. I'm taking TESOL and this is my 5th semester.
Okay, so we are here today with Madam Zalika from SK Nusantara Gelampata. We would like to address her as Madam Z. It was very pleasure to have you for this interview and we would like to thank you in advance for your time, Madam. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so Madam, before we start to ask the questions, I would like to ask some general questions. If you wouldn't mind, can you share on how long has you become a teacher?
This is my 12th year in education field. Yeah, my 12th year.
Okay, it's very such a long time. Thank you so much for your service, Madam. Okay,
Kind of. Thank you.
Okay, so other than that, I would like to also ask you, as far as you have become a teacher, based on your opinion and your experience and also your thoughts, what are the qualifications of a good teacher?
Experience, opinion, and thought. Okay. As long as you think you wanted to educate, then the quality is already on.
Thank you so much, Madam, for that answer. So next, we will be moving to the questions that we would like to ask regarding related to the CEFR. So the first question is, can you explain what is a CEFR and what are the benefits of this co-curriculum?
You see, so far, according to my understanding, CEFR or even KBSR, this is all about the grading system. CFR now is more or less they are into band system. See, 1 to 6. Before we were having a grading system. Grades were looked in. Now, if you see the difference when it goes with band, it's a kind of holistic. How would I say? This is according to my point of view. They have the main idea of what CFR and so on. But when I go into, I just feel like this, the difference is only about the grading system. But eventually, CFR is focusing more into all those 4 skills through this band system. And each of the skills is actually emphasized thoroughly before you grade them. But then before, when it was a grading system, now I'm just making it, I'm trying to differentiate it so that, to get a clear idea of what these 2 systems actually are. Okay, coming back, the grading system is basically, of course, they are also focusing on these 4 skills, but end up, it's only evaluated through whatever your writings are. So, I believe that's the main difference, the way you grade the pupils.
So basically, Madam, KBSR or KSSR is something that is more related to grading, but the CEFR itself is something related to the skills, right? For main skill, is it?
No, what I mean is, basically, they are focusing on all these 4 skills. Of course, all these 4 skills. When you are teaching, you have to differentiate between speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Both of them are emphasizing the same. It's just that when you are going to grade the pupils, the way you look at their performance is in a different method. That's all. Before KBSR, you need to grade them according to A, B, C, D, or even E. But now you go from band 1 to band 6. The difference there is about how you grade them. You get what I mean?
Okay, I see. Thank you so much,
Basically,
madam.
when we are talking about skills, of course, every single education system, they wanted all the skills to be emphasized. But when it comes to grading, each and every skills to be highlighted, I think CFR is doing that.
Okay, I see, madam. Thank you so much. Okay.
I confused you, is it?
Oh,
Is
no, no,
my
it's fine.
my
No,
answer, did I answer your question?
yeah, totally answer. So it's basically about grading.
That's what I
Okay.
believe.
Okay, thank you so much, madam, for the explanation. It's really helpful. Okay, so madam, the next question is: other than Malaysia, which country actually use CEFR?
According to the name itself is a European framework, you see. So basically, most of the developed countries, they are focusing on this. I'm not sure which country is actually putting this curriculum into action. Probably I never take into consideration into knowing all these things. I'm sorry. I think we can Google them if we
Okay,
just want to
thank you.
know. But then basically, banding system is all over the world. Banding, band 1 to band 6. Even if you go for IELTS or TEFL, that is all, the grading will be based on band. When we were focusing on KSSR, our grading system was A2, A, B. We focus on the marks. And basically, it's not on the skill. So I am so sorry. I totally got no idea which country is actually using this CEFR model. But more or less, when it comes from Europe, the European framework, I believe they're supposed to be using it.
Okay, I see, madam. Thank you so much for the explanation. So that's all for my questions. Next, we will be moving to my group mates. Thank you so much, madam.
All right, thank you.
So, hi, madam. I'm Lisha.
Hi.
So, I'll be continuing my question. So, for my first question is, can you explain the assessment followed in CEFR for primary school? Like, how the assessment procedures are going through in primary schools?
Assessment procedures.
Yeah.
You see, basically, we already have a syllabus that we're supposed to be following. That's the first part. And when it comes to assessment, we go with the rubric that has been given to us. It's actually stated there in our DSKP already. So according to the rubric, this is more or less holistic. You cannot be precisely fixing the assessment for the pupils. I believe this is holistic because when you see band 1, they need to know basic knowledge. So when you are assessing them, whatever you think is basic and they can give you the answers that you want, that means they are already on that band. So the rubric is your Bible, first of all. And how you precise the rubric is depending on your level of your kids. And yeah, I think it's the level of the kids. So rubric is the main thing.
Okay, then, madam, so like what about the formative assessment, summative assessment? Are they like following the CEFR?
See, if I don't know if this is a sensitive question, but probably my answer is going to be sensitive. You see, CEFR, we do not have, when you're talking about formative or summative, you see, formative is basically whatever it is, summative or formative, it's supposed to be uh, throughout the syllabus, or let's say throughout the year. That is what CFR is. There is no such thing as, okay, after sometimes you test them on this topic to this topic. It is not in such. That is not CFR. CFR is basically you let the kid to master the skill. If let's say it's about speaking about fruits, you want the kid to master the skill of speaking about fruits. So throughout your teaching, it will be you emphasize the kid to speak, to write, to read everything about this particular topic. That is CFR as what we understood. That is what they said. Because they do not want to grade them according to whatever they have memorized or whatever they have, being practiced. So CFR is give them the opportunity for them to practice and practice and practice, and only then you evaluate them. That's CFR supposed to be. And then suddenly we get to know that you need to do summative and then you have to do formative. So even for me, it's a question. I don't know whether I can answer the question properly or not. Summative, formative is supposed to be something far away for CFR.
Okay, madam, thank you. So like for my next question is, how CEFR assessment is like combining with the Malaysian schools? Like what is the use of CEFR assessment in Malaysian schools?
Okay. Again, I'm coming back with my experience of holding the CFR with my kids. One great helpful thing the CFR has done is it helped you to focus on the skills that your kids are having. Not everybody is good in writing. I'm not, but I'm good in speaking. So when you have CFR, you can identify them, not to say exactly, but the skills are much more emphasized for bending them. It is not overall you put everything on a paper, year end, this is the mark. So her English is 90, 95, she is good. It doesn't happen in that way. When it comes to CFR, you go by skill. You make sure that each and every skill there that they are equipping themselves are actually bending according to their level. So even if let's say a kid is very good in speaking and he is just average in writing, he still get the proper bending for himself.
Okay, madam.
Okay.
So like, can I know like what are the support or resources like a teacher use to help themselves to implement the CEFR based assessment in their classroom? Like what kind of support or resources a teacher uses?
You mean resources like what? Book?
Like how, like book, or do they go to like workshop, professional workshop, or they have like personal teaching programs or something like that?
This is actually depending to the school. If your school is good in getting all this how to say luxurious type of learning environment, then your kid is much more exposed. If let's say you are somewhere in, I don't say rural, but more or less if you are in like inner part, you see, so exposure is less. What they can have more or less is some videos through YouTube, some usage of this technological kind of thing, which is kind of limited, not very much accessible in all the schools, like smart TV. Like our school, more or less, I think we have only two. So can you imagine? It's not that easy for you to expose them even with technologies. You have to wait for your turn. You have to, really take turn in using all this technological kind of thing. So resources, basically, I would say it depends on your creativity. If you ask me, I prefer to use more papers, flashcards, ask them to run. My activities are basically physical, not technological. It's difficult for me to set up all those things. This is based on my part, But most of the teachers, they feel it is easy to have technological thing. Kids are much more attracted to those kind of things. So it varies. When you talk about resources, it varies.
Okay, madam. Thank you. And for my very, very last question, how is CEFR collaborating with KSSR? Like, in which ways does CEFR works with KSSR? Because, like, as you know, like, CEFR and KSSR are two different frameworks, right? Like, how are they, like, collaborating to each other?
Again, I will come back to the first question. It is all about grading. If you ask me whether they are collaborating or not, of course they need to. Even when you are in KSSR, you are still focusing on those 4 skills. You still focus on listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Now they are doing the same thing. But the way you go with it, I mean, the content that you are sharing with them now, and the way you are assessing them is being different. So if you ask me how they are collaborating, they are still on the same boat. Probably sailing, last time the boat was not that modern. Now it's like you're on the Titanic, a better Titanic. I don't know how to differentiate them. For me, it is just about how you grade the pupils.
Okay, madam. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we continue, am I actually answering your question, or I'm just pouring out all my thoughts? Don't know.
Yes, and also I think you did really great because we actually need like enough information for the CFR part. Actually, you did great.
No,
You're doing great.
I do not want to mislead you, So probably before you come up with your report, you still check with your Mr. Google so that you will get a proper idea. What I am telling you now is not theory, it's the field work. Theory could be different.
Okay, so madam, before I start to ask question, let me introduce myself first. My name is Nadalila. So for my question, I would like to ask what are the benefits of using the CFR curriculum in Malaysia, especially for the students or maybe for the teacher? Can I know what are the benefits of CFR?
Benefit. I don't know. I don't see the benefit actually. Sorry. Off record, yeah. You see, when it comes to CFR, have you seen the textbook? The student's book, the textbook. Have you? If you tend to see the content, you will feel pity for the kids. They do not know most of the words or even the name how to be pronounced. They are learning something which is beyond their knowledge. and it is very difficult for you to bring it to them. So if you ask me, I don't know. I don't know how to answer the question. Oh, I skipped the question for a while. I'll come back to the question again. I'll try to figure out proper way to answer the question.
Okay, madam. Okay, so if I'm not wrong, you have been teaching for like 12 years. So what are the challenges that you faces in implementing this CFR in your classroom? Like the challenges in implementing this CFR.
As what I told you, the content itself is a big deal. You see, when you are teaching somebody something, you want them to have a clear picture of it. For example, if I want to teach them about apple, I want them at least have seen an apple. If you want to talk about sour, if you never feel what sour is, you never taste it, how far you think you can teach them? That's the first question. No? Okay, that's about the content. The second one is CEFR is basically pointing into technological items as the resource, which is actually limited in most of the schools. You need audios to be played, and you need pupils to go and look for their own answers using via this internet. Some pupils, they might find it easy. They have the access. Some are not. So in that form, I feel it's not easy for them to fit into the framework. Other than that, English is still the same. So every time when I need to teach, I try to simplify the content given in the textbook and try to put it align with our main our lifestyle, Malaysian lifestyle. If let's say they are talking about creep, how many of us are familiar with the word creep? Before that was those kind of things. That's what I mean. The content wise, for you to introduce the content without giving them the clear picture of it, that is the difficult part. You want to talk about snow. They know what is snow, but they don't have any idea about snow. That's the example I could give.
So you are saying that the challenges in implementing the CFR would be the content-wise and limited resources, right?
Yeah.
So
that is the point.
Okay. So what do you think about the implementation of CAFR? Like, what are your perceptions towards the implementation of CFR? Is it good or is it bad?
You see, I won't say bad. If you have all the resources, probably this could be a great, way. If let's say I can bring my kids, mingle around with native peoples, they can speak, they can know the culture. Probably yes. Then the CFR will work. But now in a very limited space, I won't say it's bad. It's just that the exploring part is a bit tough. It's tough. That's all. If we have all the possibilities to get these things near to us, probably CFR is good. Because you are not fixing the kids grade according, overall, just like that. I give you one paper, you answer from question 1 to question 50, you get 98, you are good. So that was the KSSR. But now, when you can speak, your speaking is so good, your writing is a bit average. So now I know your skill is in speaking. You can be a good speaker. You can be a good writer. You have a poetic language. Now this CFR makes us to really differentiate the level and the capability of the kids according to the skills.
Okay, I get it. Thank you so much for answering. So now I'll be passing my microphone to my members named Azza.
Sure. Hi, Azza.
Hi, madam. Hello, I'm Azza, the one who texted you.
All right. Yeah, I know. Such
Okay,
a delightful messages.
sorry?
Such a delightful messages.
Oh, I tried my best.
Okay, Azza, shoot your
Okay.
questions.
Okay, okay. Okay, shall we proceed?
Sure.
Okay. So for my part, I'll be asking two questions. Two or more questions. So the first question will be do you know other assessment or like grading system or framework system that is used in Malaysian school other than CFR?
Don't know, Azza. I mean, probably when you have given with one, you just stick to it and you just try to row your boat accordingly, you know. We don't never wanted to know about others. So probably that's my bad. I think I have to improve myself on that. Thank you very much for pinpointing that. But I never know.
I see, because I understand because you've been working under government school, right? So they are sticking to one grading system only. So I actually understand.
As you already shoot the question, I would like to ask you: is there any other frameworks going around with this?
I believe there is, because I remember one of our lecturers actually mentioned about the American system, and she actually said that like for this assignment we should focus on CFR and like CFR only. So if the teacher is teaching in a school that use a different system, it won't be acceptable for this assignment. That's why I actually asked this question to you, because actually from our side, we didn't know that there is other grading system, because we're still
No,
new
it's okay. Good. I also don't know, but don't worry. I'll try to figure out. When I got it, I will definitely text you.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's amazing. Thank you. Okay, I'm very sorry for the technical difficulty. I've actually pressed the record button. So we left off at, I believe, the
You see, every time when you ask me, the answers will be different. So shoot the question again. I'll answer it from the beginning.
all right. Okay. Okay. Okay, back again for my question. My question is, do you have tips on how to understand CFR better? Because from our side, um, like based on my experience, I had difficulties in actually understand the grading system, since we're just starting diploma. So I hope you can give us tips on how to understand it.
Okay. Azza, let me be very frank with you, Azza. Yeah? This is basically, we use the word holistic. You know what holistic means, yeah? Holistic is basically, if let's say you are a class 1 educator. What I mean by class 1 is you are a very much expecting teacher. You really want your kids to speak the exact language without even a single grammatical mistake. If that is you, so the way you want them to be will be different from me. Myself, if let's say I ask the kids, have you taken your lunch? Yes, madam, we have. I would say that his level is already, I can already grade him with band 4. That's me. And another teacher, if let's say she is the one who really expects you to come up with the fluency, a great fluency, she will be expecting you to answer, yes, madam, I have taken so and so and so for my lunch. Can you see the difference?
So basically, you're saying that we should actually explore our pace because different teachers have different
Yes.
views.
Demographical point or demographical issue is very important. The way you grade a convent school kid where the father is a doctor, the mother is a lawyer, and English is their first language will be different when you are actually assessing a kid in Nusantara who the father is actually a labor, the mother is a housewife.
So, like as you said, actually, I wanted to know when you started teaching, did you find it difficult to actually, how do I say, like adjust with the grading system? Was it difficult for you, and did you take like a longer period of time to actually understand the grading system?
Okay. Probably I have started. I don't know how. Yeah, when you ask me the question, it strike the question into me also. How did I get this thing? Okay, I started with KSSR. You see, KSSR, you have a way to grade the kids. Of course, they have the rubric. When you read their written essays, you should be marking them with an appropriate marks. And that marks is actually based on the rubric which will be provided to you. Exactly like what you are having now in the manner of band. So okay, now I get it. You see, we tend to have a lot of PLC, peer learning and coaching. That means senior teachers, we tend to sit together. So the senior teachers will be explaining to us. Let's say the kid has given a sentence, she is washing the plate. Can you take this sentence into consideration? Is this sentence is correct? So we will say, yes, grammatically it's okay. Then the teacher will say, this is a very simple sentence. So what is the mark you can give? Okay, let's say out of 10, you want to give 7 because grammatically the sentence is perfect. So the senior teacher said, no, it couldn't be. This is a simple sentence. So you cannot be grading it with 7. You should go less than that. So who can I give 7? She is washing the plates in the kitchen to help her mom after the dinner. There you can go for 7 or 8. Can you see the difference?
Yes, I can see the difference. Basically,
Okay. So this one, yeah, you get these ideas when you tend to talk with more, like last time we have paper markers. Those people who are marking exam papers. So these people are well trained into identifying the kids' level. We tend to have more chatting with these people. So I think from there is where we develop the skill of assessing the pupils. And the assessing way, the assessing points will be very depending on which demographic state you are.
okay. Yes, I actually understand, and you explained it really well. Thank you very much. And actually, that's all for my questions. But one of our member has like an extra question for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so madam, actually we're going back, before we end the session, we're going back to the question of the benefits of CEFR. So do you have any opinions now?
I would say the content is much more exposing the kids into outer world. But then we don't have enough resources to really bring this thing into implication. Probably they are learning more. They are learning more. They are talking about Australia. They are talking about India. They are talking about snow. They are talking about summer, winter, which we are not having in Malaysia. Good, they are getting exposed. But the sources that we are having is actually limiting us to give the, I would say, hands-on kind of thing to the pupils. Good is good, but when you are giving me something that I cannot access it 100%, there the question stands. How much helpful it is.
Then, madam, how about the statement of the CEFR offer a self-assessment grade that allow individual to actually evaluate their language skills and also set a realistic learning goals. What do you think about that kind of statement?
You see, if there is any way for you to access, this is one band description that I have just get into. You see, when you are in this basic level of CFR level, the banding system, in a basic ones, like band 1, let's say. Basically, if you just need to understand the sentence itself, it shows that you are capable of basic level already. But wait. I don't understand. What do you mean by self-evaluating?
So basically, every students have different kind of proficiency level, is it? So
Yeah.
I think like based on their different proficiency level, that is how the teacher itself need to evaluate the students. That is what I mean by self-assessment.
Oh, okay. Because, yeah, that is very true. True. As what I told you just now, this one is basically focusing on your level of proficiency in English. That's why they focus on the skills itself: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. If let's say you are very good in writing, I can more or less identify the skill you are having. People who are good in writing, not necessarily to be good in speaking. They can pour out ideas through their pen, but not through their words of speaking, not through their voice. So this CFR is actually giving us an opportunity to identify the skills which the kids are strong with. So yes, it is. The assessment way of CFR is much more practical for language usage.
I see. So it's more focused on the language itself, is it, madam?
How much you can use the language.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much, madam, for clearing my doubts. That's all for my part.
Okay.
So I think that's all from us. We would like to thank you very much, and also we're hoping that we didn't actually like disrupt your day and everything.
No. Don't worry. I'm so happy that whether these questions to be shoot up from your lecturers or even it is by you yourself. I hope whatever that I'm sharing today is something for you to bring into the education field for the future of the kids, you see. So don't worry on that. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity for the sharing session.
Yes, thank you also for actually cooperating with us, and we will definitely use your like opinions and everything to understand CFR better. And also, I would like to say good luck for your future career, and I will be rooting for you for your future career, and also thank you very much for joining us today, Madam.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I hope, I am actually conversing with all these great teachers to come. Good luck for your field as well.
Thank you, Madam. We'll see you when we'll see you. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, madam.
All right. Good night.
Good
Madam,
night.
good night.